Hi, I'm Sean, a finance nerd, and today you're going to learn about the best ways to use your credit card points, including how couples can team up to maximize their points game. And I'm joined in this conversation by NerdWallet Credit Card Pro, Erin Hurd. This episode's question comes from a listener's text message. Here it is. Hi, I recently got married and I'm wondering about the best way to work with our different credit cards. Is it possible or a good idea to put all of our purchases on one card and then pay off that card with another card, thereby giving us rewards on both cards? We would, of course, then pay off the card using a checking account to avoid carrying a balance. So let's talk about this clever idea that our listener and their spouse have, paying off one credit card with another credit card to try to effectively double the amount of points that they could get for their purchases. Is that even possible?
Well, I have to say it's a very clever idea. And so I give a big hats off to this reader for thinking outside the box. And also, for making a plan to avoid carrying a balance up front. Because if you're carrying a balance on a credit card, the interest you're going to pay will far outweigh any rewards that you'll earn. So hats off for that. However, unfortunately, this strategy is not possible. You cannot pay the monthly bill of one credit card using another credit card. And the rewards that you earn from credit cards issuers, they come at a cost for the credit card issuers. And so they would be out of business if they were paying double rewards that way. Now, if the listener was carrying a balance on another credit card, it would be possible to transfer that balance to a new credit card. It's called a balance transfer. So they could open up a new card with a 0% intro APR period on balance transfers, and then they would get some extra time to pay off that balance without paying interest. But that's really the only way that you can essentially pay one credit card with another credit card. And I also want to note that you won't earn any rewards on a balance transfer.
In fact, there's almost the opposite of a reward because you typically have to pay a fee of the balance transferred.
That's correct.
Okay. So our listener's original idea won't work out, but there are some other clever ways that couples can tag team their credit card points game. Can you talk us through some of those?
Absolutely. I love partners working together in credit cards because two partners means double the potential for new card sign-up bonuses. So if you're thinking about a new card, it could make sense for your partner to also apply for a new card. They could be the same card, they could be different cards, but that way each of you will earn a nice sign-up bonus. And it can even make sense to double up on some cards that charge an annual fee, which, paying double annual fee might give you a little bit of pause. But for example, some hotel credit cards, they'll offer a free annual night certificate. So if both partners get the card, not only will they get 2 sign-up bonuses, but they'll also get 2 free hotel nights a year. That way they can have a nice weekend getaway instead of just one night. Now, they will pay 2 annual fees, but the cost of those 2 annual fees should work out to be a fraction of the value of what they would pay in cash for a free weekend away at a nice hotel.
Okay, but I would imagine this would require the couple to be more proactively managing all of the various points and benefits that they get from their cards, right?
Absolutely. And meeting a sign-up bonus is an important part of opening a new card. And so if you are not going to be able to meet the spending thresholds in order to earn those bonuses, then think twice about the cards that you're going to open up and maybe just one card.
So Erin, I know this is something that you and your husband do. Can you talk about how you approach this strategically with your partner?
Absolutely. So first of all, we are going to make sure that we have enough spending coming up in our everyday expenses that we're going to be able to meet the minimum spending requirements if we're opening 2 cards. We want to make sure that we're not spending more than we would ordinarily in order to hit those bonuses. And for people who don't spend as much on the cards, they don't have big expenses coming up. Another way to hit a bonus quickly is that you could add your partner as an authorized user on your new card. And that way, 2 people spending on the same account can help you hit that spending threshold a little bit more quickly.
Okay, so someone could be an authorized user on their partner's card even if they have the same card?
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. And also, I wanted to point out that some credit card issuers do allow you to pool points with your partner or even sometimes with other family members. And that can make it easy to amass a big stash of points that you could maybe use for a big trip. Sometimes partners can even refer each other for a new card. So sometimes I could refer my husband, and if he uses my referral link to open up the card, then I will get a referral bonus and he'll get the new card sign-up bonus.
Oh, very nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So this listener's question got me wondering about all of the different ways that we can use our credit card points when we have accumulated them. Some cards will let you redeem your points to cover purchases or let you redeem them for items in their online stores. Some will even let you redeem your points when you're checking out at Amazon. And I imagine that your points will go further in some places than others. So how can people determine where is the best place to use their points?
That is such a great question. And it's one that can be really confusing because these options are popping up more and more. And so first, let me say that your points are best spent however they're most useful to you, right? So if you have a bunch of travel points, but you don't have any travel plans on the horizon, it's okay if you choose to use them for something else, even if they'll be less valuable. You know, don't feel guilty about them. They're your rewards. You can spend them however you want to spend them. But if you do want to get the maximum value from your points, the first step is to have an understanding of how much these points could be worth, right? So when rewards are cash back rewards, they're easy. 1 cent is worth 1 cent. But travel points can be more difficult. Now, NerdWallet does a deep dive analysis on the current value of many top airline and hotel programs. We can link to that in the show notes, but each different kind of point or mile will be worth different amounts. And so having a basic understanding of the average current value of these points, it'll really help you make some smart redemption decisions.
Okay. Well, are there places where people should maybe avoid using their points?
Yeah, so I would watch out for the options we see more and more of these days to redeem your points directly at stores. So at Amazon, for example, when you go to check out, I'm sure you've probably seen the option to pay using your points. They have lots of different kinds of credit card rewards points available. And it makes it really easy. You feel like you're getting stuff for free if you're using points instead of actually using your real credit card. And that feels good. Getting free stuff feels good. Sometimes using your points can even be the default payment method at some of these stores without you even choosing it. So I would watch out for that. So the good news is it feels like you're getting free stuff, but the downside is that you're often getting poor value for the points when you use them this way, unfortunately. You're paying for the convenience, and the store is betting on people not really understanding or questioning the value of your points. So for example, if you use Chase Ultimate Rewards points at Amazon checkout, they will be worth 0.8 cents each. But those same points can be worth up to 1.5 cents each when you use them to book travel through Chase, depending on which Chase credit card you have. Or sometimes you can even get higher than 1.5 cents if you transfer them to travel partners. And so that's a big difference there.
So they're almost half as valuable when you use them in Amazon versus using them at the Chase portal.
That's right.
That's interesting. Okay, quick note that Chase is a NerdWallet partner, but that doesn't affect how we talk about them. Alrighty, so Erin, you are a credit card expert. Do you have a hierarchy for maybe the best to worst ways to use your credit card points?
Yeah, so I have a lot of credit cards. I have a lot of different points and various different loyalty programs. So for me, I'm doing a lot of mental gymnastics, kind of deciding if it's a good deal or not when I redeem my points. But here's some of the things that I'm considering in my head when I'm deciding. So I'm thinking about the expiration. Are these points going to expire? So thankfully, most points don't expire as long as you have the credit card still open. Or for some of the travel points, if there's some activity in your account every 18 to 24 months, your points won't expire for the most part. But if you anticipate closing a card, make sure you can use all those points first, even if you're not getting the best value. Because points in some airline and hotel programs, they can have a hard expiration date, even if there is activity in the account. So that's kind of the first thing I would look at. Are these points ever going to expire?
And even if someone's points won't expire soon, it's likely a good idea to use them sooner than later because inflation is decreasing the value of our credit card points, right?
That's right. Holding on to a whole bunch of points is not really a good investment strategy because you're not earning any interest and you are definitely going to be a victim of inflation at some point or another.
All right. So what other questions are you asking yourself as you think about what points to use where?
Yeah, I'm considering if I have a realistic use for these points in the next year or two. It can be really easy to hoard these points, even inadvertently, in order to save them up for a big trip or a big someday aspirational something. But if you're hanging on to those points for years and years, it really just isn't a great strategy because the points are worth money. But those points, like I said, they're not earning any interest. They're just gathering dust in your account. And really the travel redemption options, if that's what you want to use your points for, those options are always changing and they're often getting devalued and it's completely out of our control. And so I say it's better to use them now, even if it's for a lesser value.
Thanks for watching. I'm Sean Pyles, host of NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast. If you learned something new today, hit like and subscribe and share with your friends. Also, listen to NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.